Thornton's.
Thornton's. What are you working on there?
IT.
IT. Is that what you want to do, kind of, or is that your major? Or?
Yeah, my major computer information
Okay.
systems. So they just showing me different things over there.
Yeah.
And then I actually have started like you know how we're gonna have like the microphone out here
Yep.
now. Like I'm starting to like do some stuff with that. Like
Yeah.
so they just showing me different things.
So you're doing just whatever they need you to do with that kind of stuff, or they'll let you do, or whatever that
Yeah,
is.
whatever they ask me to do, I just do it.
Yeah. You like that?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. You know, last year about this time they were saying, well, TJ's going to be a contributor. I don't think anybody said you're going to be a leading tackler on the team. What went about for that step up for you to let that happen?
I feel like just going throughout that whole year last year and having to learn the new defense. I feel like the linebackers, either one of them should be the leader on the defense in tackles. So I feel like whenever I'm on the field, you know, I like to make plays, and I feel like I'm a playmaker. So you know, when I get the opportunity to make plays, that's what I do.
Yeah. Some of your biggest games, best games, were the biggest games. Oh, you had, Notre Dame, double digit, Pitt, Florida State. Was there something that in the performing like that on those kind of stages that kind of elevated your confidence?
Most definitely, and I feel like as the season just had went on, every game I just felt myself just being more confident, and especially like when the big lights come on, you know you want to perform, and I had a chip on my shoulder all season just because of what some people were saying with them not knowing how the linebackers were gonna perform. So
Yeah. Well, and the whole defense. I don't think anybody expected that defense last year, like be the number 4 defense in the ACC and shut down a lot of the teams you guys shut down. At what point in the year did you and or other guys start to think we're pretty good? This defense can show people some stuff.
I feel like after those first couple of games and we started to be more comfortable with each other, we started to realize that, yeah, we're one of those top defenses in the country. And then as the season kept going on, and then teams that were scoring a lot of points, and we was holding them to shutouts. And I know we had this stat where we were like for how many games that they wasn't scoring in the first quarter. So I feel like we as a defense, we pride ourselves on stopping the run first. And I feel like if you do that, you can make a team one-dimensional. That you'll be good on defense.
That second game of the year, you and Saquon, that last goal line, you make that play to stop the score, save the game. Really, what did that do for you that early in the season, being in on a play like that big at the end of a game?
I feel like it just boosts your confidence, and then it also makes your teammates believe in you more because when the things do get on the line, and that was basically like the game winning play. Yeah. And when you do things like that, it definitely boosts your confidence, and then it'd be like, okay, I can do this all the time.
Yeah. Now you were a breakout player last year, is what they call you. He's got everybody's. Oh, this is what he can do. Now you've broken out. How's this offseason been different from the offseason last year? Without your expectations, what are you doing differently, if anything?
I would say my expectations is just to always get better every day. And as far as things that I'm trying to get better on this year, you just got to watch the tape last year and just see what things I could maybe improve on. I did make a lot of plays. I made a lot of tackles, but I do want to, become more, of a force like in the passing game, and and be like a kind of like an all-around linebacker, be in on those third down plays, and just mainly just trying to improve on my flexibility and my change direction.
One thing coaches say they like about you is that no matter what happened, good play, bad play, whatever, you're there for the next play. You were able to kind of have that ability to put whatever happened behind you and just go out and do the next play, the job on the next play. What enables you to do that?
I feel like it's just always been like that. And that's probably just how I was raised. Just never let something beat you down too bad, good or bad. And you also can't let, like when people just like when they celebrate you, you can't let that just give you like a big head, because next thing you know, a bad play could happen, and then some But I just say that I just never try to get too high, never try to get too low, and then me personally, I'm just like a level-headed guy, and I just like to play ball.
Well, and your dad was a player, Andy was your coach. How much is that a part of just your mental approach to the game?
It definitely helps, with my dad being my coach in high school, and then him. He can just show me different things, and then he can relate to like what I'm going through, like any situation that I've gone through in college. Like he has gone through that, so if I'm ever going through something, I can call him and talk to him and see how he would have went through the situation. So I think it's something that everybody else don't have.
He didn't just go through it; he went through it here. I
Hmm.
mean, which is also a little different. I know you maybe didn't intend to go to the same school he went to, and a lot of guys wouldn't want to do that. They want to kind of get away from the shadow of their dad or whatever. But how have you approached that? What's that been like playing where your dad played?
It's been great, trying to carry that legacy on and have people say that I'm better than him. But a lot of people can't say that they played at the same school that their dad played at. So I mean, I know it feels good to him, like when he comes back and then he sees like his former teammates, and then when they talk about me. So like you said, some people might not want to do that because get out of their shadow. But I've always been around my dad with him being my coach, and I just felt like it meant more for me coming to the school.
Yeah. Um, and then you're playing for a coach that played with him, or that also was a player here. What's it been like playing for Coach Brown and this new group of coaches that came in?
It's been great playing for Coach Brown because Coach Brown, he's the type of coach that he only cares about football, and he's not like really too into like all the extra stuff. He just focuses on the work, and if you work and you do what you're supposed to do, like everything else will pay off. And he'll joke around with me sometimes, and with him and my dad playing together.
I don't know how to put this, but you know, you're known as a hitter. Usually, when you hit a guy, they know they've been hit. What goes into that? I mean, you can you have some authority in tackles that you make. Was that always been your way, and is that something you pride yourself on?
Yeah, I feel like that's always been the type of player I am. Uh, just a hard hitting player, and when you hit somebody hard, they're gonna feel that, and then that next play, they're not even gonna be thinking about what they got to do. They're gonna be worried about you, and I feel like once you get that into like your opponent head, then you done knock them off their game.
Did you play both ways in high school? You have any desire? Your dad try to play a little running back. Did you ever have any desire to do that? Or
Well, I did have some desire to try to play both sides of the ball, but the way my high school was set up, we didn't really have to do that. So I just played on the defensive side of the ball most of the time.
do you learn that love of hitting or whatever that comes about once you start to pride yourself in your craft in that
Yeah,
position?
I definitely say you'd rather hit somebody than get hit. So I say that, yeah, I'd rather be on that defense side of the ball.
This defense brings a good number of starters back. You're bringing a lot of talent in. You're not going to surprise anybody this year. You're a top one of the top defenses in the ACC last year. Um, how does this group as a unit? What do you think improvements do you look for, and how good can this group be?
I feel like we can be as good as we want to be. Everybody just has to come together, and you got to play for one another. And when you do that, uh, you can see that on the field. Everybody out there celebrating together. Everybody out there having fun. And I feel like as a defense, the defense win championships, and that's what we're trying to do here.
You had a good year last year. Probably total tackle. You got to be among the top handful of guys back in the ACC this year. You're going to have opportunities. Everybody has opportunities to go somewhere else. Um, you stay at Louisville, and that's unusual a lot of times nowadays. Guys move around a lot. We all know that. What brought you back here? Obviously, they're doing what they need to do from an NIL standpoint. But what brought you back?
I feel like Louisville just means more to me just because of what brought me here. And I feel like if I would have went to another school, it wouldn't have been that same feeling because, some people, they come and play for the school, but like just like how we had talked about earlier, like with my dad playing here, it just means more to me to wanna take Louisville back to that next level.
Yeah, yeah. Um, what are some of your interests? You talked about your internship, other stuff. What are some stuff you're interested in away from football?
Away from football, most of the time I just like hang around at the crib, or I do like to go fishing every now and then. I try and find some few fishing spots around here.
You go with guys on the team, try and drag them out, or you got a core that goes with you, or you go by yourself?
Most of the time I go by myself now, but probably like around last year I did have a couple teammates we used to go fishing with.
Yeah. Any particular type of fish you fish for? Or you just go to ponds or lakes? Or?
What really what's over there? Most time here I fish for bass.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. Have you done anything much over the summer or gotten a chance to yet? I know you haven't had a whole lot of time off, but have you done anything fun over the summer? Looking forward to doing anything like that, getting away a little bit at all?
I'll probably get away for a little bit for the 4th. Thinking about going to Chicago, but other than that, I go down on 4th Street sometimes, and might go to Top Golf and main event.
What it's different. You do what you did last year. You come back now. The whole issue of leadership comes up, and I know coaches have probably talked to you about that. But how do you approach not only trying to perform and be better as a player, but trying to lead a little bit?
I feel like that's one thing that my coaches are definitely emphasized with me, because I've always seen myself as somebody that is going to lead by example, but sometimes that's not enough. Like with me being who I am on this team and somebody that my teammates look up to, like sometimes they need to hear something from me, and they know if it's coming from me, then it's serious, because there haven't been really any problems with me, and they know I'm gonna work hard. And when you're around people that work hard, it just makes you want to go harder. So I just think going forward, me just being more of a vocal leader will just make my teammates want to play harder for me, play harder for their other teammates, and also for the coaches.
I don't think anybody viewed this going into last season as a team that would play in the ACC championship game. Now you're coming back as a team that played in the ACC championship game. How does this team look at itself, and how optimistic are you for the goals that this team has?
Every game you just got to take it one game at a time, and that's what we did last year. And I feel like because we did that, that's how we made it to the ACC championship. And obviously we want to get back there and have a chance to win. But our goal is just to take it one game at a time, and when the chips stack up at the end, hopefully we'll be right back in that game.
Is it different? I mean, you were honorable mention all conference last year. Some people are probably thinking about you in that regard this year, as you can be a top linebacker in this league. Do you think about that? Do you put that out of your head and just do the work? How do you approach that?
I mean, you definitely think about it sometimes, but also you gotta understand what it takes to get there. It's what you do all season, put in that work, and when you do that, the work gonna show up in the season, and you take it game by game, and you go out there and you make plays, and you also got to win. Like when you win, that's how you make the all conference teams. But definitely, I want to be somebody that makes that first team out ACC, and I know if I do my job out there on the field, it's going to only help my team.
I think last question I got is, and try and ask everybody this, but where's your motivation come from and inspiration? In the field, on the field or in life or whatever.
I feel like my motivation has just always been my family, just going hard for them, and also myself. I feel like I'm just internally motivated, and I really don't have to have somebody push me to want to do good things for myself. So
yeah. Very good, man. That's all I got.
Appreciate
Easy
it.
stuff. Good job. I can tell you it's good stuff, man. Well, everything. That's what happens. You get pretty soon you'll be on TV taking the broadcaster job. You can do that. Hey, somebody's got to do it.